welcome to Joyfully Cooking. Today we'll be making whole wheat waffles. Let's get started. So this recipe is a very hearty and healthy recipe, as we know that our first meal, breakfast, should be our biggest meal. So this is going to be a really good and hefty and delicious meal. So here's what you need. 2½ cups of oatmeal, 3/4 cup of cornmeal and whole wheat flour, 1/3 cup of sunflower seeds, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So first what we're going to do is blend our 2½ cups of oatmeal right in our blender. Okay. Okay, and this is the consistency that you want. It's like a flour, but it still has some texture to it. Okay? And now we're just going to put that back in our bowl. And now we're going to blend up our 1/3 cup of sunflower seeds and our teaspoon of salt, also with a cup of water. Okay, so now we're going to add in all of our ingredients. We have our oats, which is now into our flour, and we're going to add that now into a big bowl. Also with 3/4 cups of our whole wheat flour and 3/4 cup of our cornmeal. Okay, and so then you can just stir that all together, just briefly. And then we're going to add in our water, salt, and sunflower mixture. And oh yes, you did not have to use sunflowers if you didn't want to. If you don't really like sunflowers, you can use walnuts or any other nut that you like, but we like using the sunflower seeds. Okay, so now you just want to stir that in. Stir that in all together. And now we're going to add in 1 more cup of water for right now. In total, we're going to add about 3 cups, but we might actually do 2 or 2½, depending on the consistency, because you don't want it so liquidy. You want it to have a good thick texture, but you do want it to have some liquid, so it becomes more like a batter. Okay? And now with your last cup of water, you want to add in that last cup in the blender with the remnants of the sunflower seeds mixture, so you get all that flavor and goodness out of that too. And you can just shake it up like that, and then you pretty much got all the remnants. And now we're going to pour that in the batter as well. And stir that up quickly. So this is our batter. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. It's the good consistency that we like. Okay, so now we're going to go over to our waffle iron. Okay, we already preheated it or had it warm so that it is already hot. And we're not going to brush it or spray with oil. We're just going to have it as natural as we can. So all you need to do is get a 3/4 cup, measure it out like that, and then pour it in. And if you want it a little bit bigger, because we like our waffles big and thick, so you can add a little bit more. Okay? But that's the general amount. And it won't stick without the oil, so it will still come out good. and they take about 2 to 3 minutes, depending how your waffle iron is. But it'll take about 2 to 3 minutes, especially since these are natural and homemade. They might take a little bit longer, okay? But you should be able to tell they'll have a nice golden brown color. So while the waffles are cooking, stay tuned for health tips for today. So now we're going to start with our health tips for today. Today's recipe is whole wheat waffles, and these waffles are made with oats, which is full of fiber, and then we also have whole wheat flour instead of white flour, and we're having the original state of the flour, so we get more nutrients in whole wheat flour. Then we have cornmeal, which is made from corn. Then we have sunflower seeds, water, and a little bit of salt for a taste. And everything that are in these waffles is exactly what God gave us in our first diet. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 29, He gave us nuts, fruits, grains, and nuts. And in these waffles we have lots of grains and lots of nuts. And this is just a very hearty, healthy meal, and a great meal to start off your day as well. And also, isn't it a great privilege that you can make your own waffles, because you know exactly everything that's in there, and you know how it was made instead of buying bought waffles. So you know exactly what's in there, and it's more natural, and you're getting more health benefits in them as you eat them. So that was just some of the health benefits that these waffles provide for us. So now we're going to go back to the show. Alrighty, so our waffles are done, and we're just going to take them out, not to puncture them so hard. So here's our waffles. That's how they came out, and now we're going to dress them. Okay, so here is our waffles. We buttered them, and then we put our organic maple syrup over them, and then we just topped it with some bananas. We always want to have our fruit with them. And this is going to be a nice, hearty, and delicious meal. Tasty, but yet simple. I hope you enjoy this meal, so stay tuned for more joyfully cooking.